Brick City Evidence number 23. We'll see how the book's mentors were replaced by mentors in the derivative movie. Mr. Rashid Hassan, Mr. Abdullah, and Mr. Allen were replaced in the movie in part by the male mentoring program at Central High School and other scenes with youth being mentored. On page 26 of the book, I talk about Mr. Abdullah being a trip, how he is putting a stethoscope to Scott's chest to find out what his heart is saying. Here on page 34, we see that the hustler is being talked about by Orlean, how he's clean now, he's the man. The young man believes in his mentor, and the mother is discussing him. On page 42, we see the man standing on the stairs, looked at the bike rider and the big yellow price tag dangling from the sleeve of the blue leather jacket. He listened to the drugged up, high-headed teenager chuckling to himself like a clucking rooster or a purring alley cat. What he saw was a young man who was ready to fall over the edge of no return. He knew the sight well because he had seen it on the streets before and in the penitentiary. This time he did not hesitate to reach out a helping hand to the man going down. He calmly sent his deep, rich voice to the boy's head. "I see you've gone and done the wrong thing, son, but if you want to get it together, I can help you." We see the mentoring there. We go to the next page where he's talking to Casher, and then we see the multiple points in the movie where they show mentoring taken from the book and remade into their mockumentary movie video. Here, teacher Alan Allen is mentoring Scott. What name, Wood? Scott didn't feel like explaining why and how he carried his mother's maiden name. No, I mean Scottsboro. It's very interesting. See, over in Vietnam, a lot of black guys took names like Muhammad, Kwame, you know, names with an African meaning. So I was wondering if you took the name yourself, or did your folks give it to you? This is Mr. Alan Allen, the teacher, mentoring the student. Here we see on page 50. Here's the hustler shifting from his deep thinking personality to his jive talking one. "Think you can handle me, Slim?" he's telling this young boy who challenges him to a pool game. So he goes from being the businessman mentor to the jive street guy to draw him in so that he can teach him the higher level of thinking that the mentors in Brick City teach the other characters. Here you go to page 102. There's at least 15 instances in the book of mentoring. And in their movie, there are numerous scenes. On page 104, here's the 5 walkers, the bridge crossers. On page 104, the men are walking together. The older men walking with the younger men, with energy, walking across the bridge into the moonlight. It's an integral part of the book that they used throughout their video series. And the scene with the 5 walkers being together, the group of 5 men, goes from page 104 through page 107. It continues on page 108. Alright, so we'll look in the movie and see some of the ways, some more of the ways that they used mentoring that was derived as a script, using the book as a script. With the gentleman from Central High School mentoring Jada at the Pancake House, the IHOP.
It's good to be out.
Just happened to be there with the camera.
Court date in a month. I have to get my life together.
Yeah.
I'm really these young girls. Because I have some activities I'm looking in the book now I want to do with them. Just some fun stuff.
There's no payday in this. You have to do this because it's right and because you believe. And if I didn't, I would have quit by now. You know why people like you are important to women? When I was at the detention center, I was talking to one of my administrators, and she was working with a young girl who had a bad body odor. And she said no one could understand where the odor was coming from. So she said she took her to the doctor, and the girl was 15 years old, had used.
Continuing with evidence 23 of the Brick City copyright infringement case, we see now Cory Booker doing some mentoring.
So my question is to you guys, do we give $15 to the champion or $10 first place, $5 second place? Hold
So there we have Cory Booker getting in on the youth development, similar to the mentors in the book.